Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Marky. Today's video is going to be two of my favorite things. We are going to be getting ready, so we're going to be doing our makeup, and we're also going to be talking about Jesus. Lord Jesus. I love me some Jesus. So if those two things interest you, which I hope that they do, then I hope you stay tuned. Watch till the end, because there might be a message that just is needed. All right, so I'm trying to think where to start this. Where I first started learning about Jesus. Growing up, my mother, God rest her soul, she was my best friend. She was always searching. She was always searching for something to believe in, and we went to a lot of churches, like a lot of churches. I mean, I've been Catholic, Christian, non-denominational, Mormon, you name it, I've probably been in. I've probably been baptized in it. But, yeah. So, she was just always was searching, and I find myself doing that a lot, too. Like, you know, just trying to find where I belong, a home. And we ended up at the church where I met my husband. My husband is the son of a preacher man. And it's called First Love. And we ended up there when I was 16, going on 17 years old. But before that, I had went to a church with my best friend, Ashley. Shout out to you, girl, if you're ever watching. And her mom. And I was going to this play, and it was called Heaven's Gates and Hell's Flames. If I can find that play or like a video of it, I'll link it, or I'll put it right here. Yeah, so it's called Heaven's Gates and Hell's Flames. And I didn't really know anything about Jesus, God, religion. I just thought that people went to church on Easter, Christmas, you know. And I was used to like Catholic, take your communion, sing your hymns, and that's it. But it was something to do, and I wanted to go, and I was invited, so I went. Well, I didn't know that I was going to experience what I experienced that night. But so we get to the play, and we sit down, and I'm sitting next to Ashley and her mom, and we start watching it. And in this play, it shows what happens if you're a good person and you believe in Jesus and you get saved. What happens when you die, and then what happens when you don't believe in Jesus, even if you're a good person and you're not saved. What happens to you when you die? All right, so like it would show a scenario of a death, and it would show somebody dying, and they'd get to the heaven's gates, and all the angels would be there, and they'd say, "Is my name in the book of life?" And if they had sinned or if they weren't saved, they would say no. And then all of a sudden these deep, dark demons would pull that person into the flames of hell. Or if their name was in the book of life, then an angel would open the door, and God would be there. Jesus would be there waiting to take them up. And that part was beautiful. But the part where the demons were taking them was traumatizing, you guys. Like, and I'm talking, okay, like there was this woman that passed away, and she was a good woman, but she believed in witchcraft and psychics and all that. And it clearly states in the Bible that that is an abomination. That's a sin. But she was a good woman. She took care of her kids. She did community work. She did charity work. She was a good citizen, like, by all means, a good all-around person. But when she asked, "Angel, is my name in the book of life?" The angel said, "No, I'm sorry, your name is not here." And then the demons just pulled her, and she's screaming, like, "I'm sorry, I'm a good person. Give me a chance, give me a chance." And the angel just put her head down. And you guys, that was so traumatizing to me, because I went home that night, and I was like, I'm never getting my makeup done. And I was like, Mom. I just remember running and crying. And I was like, Mom. She's like, what's the matter, Marky? I'm like, my dad's going to hell. My dad, like, that's the only person I thought was going to hell. Like, what about you, Marky? What about your mom? Like, you know, but I was so concerned that my dad was going to hell because I knew he drank alcohol, and I mean, that was pretty much it. Like, he wasn't like a terrible person, but I was just so worried, and I was like, my dad's not saved. I'm not saved, Mom. We're not saved. We need to get saved. And she was like, okay, we will. And that led into me, like, going down a rabbit hole of finding out about this so-called Jesus. I needed to know, because I was traumatized. Like, I remember being a little girl and thinking of the end of the world and feeling like that suffocating feeling, like, where do you go after? Like, what's the point of coming into this world if you're just going to die, you know? And I just didn't, I had to know. I had to know. I didn't like not knowing. So that led us to going to the church that is now my church, of course. I'm married to my husband, where that led us to my home, to where I call home, to First Love Church of God's Revealed Truth. So I went to church, I met my husband, and I was full-blown saved and ready to, you know, to live my life for Jesus. And no one could tell me nothing. Nobody could tell me Jesus wasn't real. When I got saved, I felt this overwhelming presence. I felt the Spirit of the Lord just inside of my bones, and it was beautiful. It was the best feeling ever. And I fell so in love with God and Jesus, and I wanted to do right. I wanted to be saved. I wanted to live holy, and I was determined that's what I was going to do. Well, I was only 16 years old, so, yeah, no. I hadn't yet begun life, and I hadn't yet went through the temptations of a young adult or an adult, so, you know, but I always went to church, and God was always in the back of my mind, but no, I didn't stay saved, and I grew up, and I grew farther and farther away from God. You know, I always ended up back there at one point or another in my life, but it wasn't what it was supposed to be, and I knew that. And I know that God is the type of person that says, it's better that you have never known me than to know me and to leave me. And, you know, I always felt like such a hypocrite because I would go to church I'd feel like I want to go to church on Sundays, but I know I was out at the club partying it up on a Saturday night, you know, drinking, doing whatever. And I knew that I wasn't being holy, so I felt hypocritical, but I don't know. So anyways, that went on for a long time. And then 2013 came around, and my mom died. And when my mom died, a huge part of me died too. Huge. I did not want to live, like, at all. Like, I remember my cousins coming to my door, pounding on my door. My husband was away on work, and my cousins came to check on me because I wasn't answering my phone. And they came pounding on my door. They had to almost break down my door to come in, and they dragged me into the shower, and, you know, just to make me get up out of bed. And I love them so much, and I'm so grateful that they have never given up on me, but it didn't work. I didn't want to live. I didn't care. I had all these people around me. I had a husband that loved me. I had kids that I needed to take care of. I had my family who was watching me just die inside. And I didn't care. I wanted to leave this world. I wanted to go be with my mother so bad. But I knew that there was no way I would make it to my mother, because if I killed myself, I'd go to hell, right? So that went on for a couple years. And I just got worse and worse. My husband was watching me slowly die. My kids weren't getting the best of me. I'd have some good days, but mostly bad days. Ugh, just thinking about it. So, fast forward 6 years later. 6 years it took me to even have the slightest thought of wanting to live, okay? Now, I discover the New Age. And I discover it because I first started watching tarot. Now, I'd always been told that tarot was bad, and tarot was evil, and tarot was the devil, but I'd always secretly admired it. Like, my mother did too. Like, I was just in our family. Like, my mother and my aunts, they used to go to, like, Lilydale. I don't know if anybody's heard of that, but it's, like, a huge psychic convention, and they were just really intrigued because we're all spiritual people, and we all just wanted to connect with our loved ones who passed on. We'd love to get, like, messages, and, like, my grandmother would drop us dimes from heaven, and every time we found a dime, we thought that was my grandma, and now we say it's my mom. You know, people have their little things, and we're just always trying to be connected or get messages. And also, I've always felt that I've had, like, this power, like this ability to know things before they happen. And my cousin Erin too, like, she is really, really, really able to do that. Like, she can sense things that she didn't ask for, she doesn't want to know, but it's just like a gift from God. And I remember asking my pastor, like, which is my father-in-law, are psychics real? And he'd say, oh, yes, they are real, but they're not good. It is not good, you know. But nonetheless, I wanted to indulge. So I did. I started watching tarot. And I'm telling you, I fell down a rabbit hole. Every day, all day long, tarot. And I started reading The Secret. And I started getting into the law of attraction. And I started doing horoscopes. And I was obsessed. Obsessed is not even a big enough word for it. I was so obsessed. And in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, this is not right. This is wrong. But I was so addicted. I was so full blown in. And I was getting results. Like, I'm telling you, the law of attraction and tarot and stuff, that stuff is real. And that stuff does work. It works, but I'm telling you, it's not for good. You're not supposed to know these things. You're not supposed to know what's going to happen next week. Okay? When I read The Secret, I thought, that's it. I got this. Like, you know, I thought it healed me. I thought it got me out of depression. I'm like, okay, yes, I am my own God. I can do all things. And, you know, for a while I was trying to mix it with God. Like, you know, instead of saying universe, I would say God, Jesus, you know. So that made it okay in my book, you know. I'm fine. I'm still including the Lord. I was being deceived. Oh my God, so bad. I got fooled so bad. So I got so into it where I wanted to buy tarot cards. I wanted to start doing readings. And then I came across a video. And I'll never forget this day. I came across, what is her name? I'll put it right here. Lisa May, I don't know. She was a tarot card reader. Well, the title of the video was Why I Quit Tarot. And now she does videos that are only about Jesus and the Bible. And in her video, she told this story about what happened on her birthday with a demon in a bathroom. And guys, it shook me to the core. Every single thing that she had been saying in her video was things I was experiencing, things I knew. It was like, it's like how I felt. And it was God showing me through her. Stop second guessing yourself. You already know that it's wrong, Marky. You know that it's deceiving. You know already. I kept waiting for a sign because, like law of attraction and all that, you're always looking for a sign to validate whatever you're feeling or thinking. And she was my sign. And when I tell you, as soon as I saw that video, I was done. I was done with tarot. I was done with the law of attraction. I had just posted a video of affirmations and I am this and I am that. No, I am nothing without Jesus. God is the one and only God, okay? But I say that to say this. I was not happy about giving it up. Not one bit. In fact, I was sad. I was mad. I was sad. I was hurt. I was devastated because for the first time in my life, things were going good. I was making my relationship better with my husband. I was becoming somebody. I was feeling good. I knew what was going to happen. I was living my best life, right? That's the trick of the enemy. That was the devil deceiving me, telling me that I don't need God. I don't need to depend on him. I can depend on myself. I mean, I had to unsubscribe and delete all these people that I watched for so long. And it hurt me, you guys. I really didn't want to do that. I wanted it to be okay. And I just couldn't get over it, So I knew that my husband knew this, but when I had went to him about it, he was like, why are you looking into this? Because I was always talking about our signs and how we're the opposite because he's a Scorpio and I'm a Taurus. And he was like, why are you looking into that stuff? I said, I don't know. I'm not convicted about it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't even want to know your opinion. I will be convicted about it in my own spirit when it's time. And that time was when I came across her video. And it was so crazy, you guys. Oh my gosh. I can't even explain things well. I hope that you're understanding. But yeah. Just as God is real, the devil is real too. And it says in the Bible that tarot and witchcraft are an abomination. They are sin. They're not of God. And people think that they're talking to their spirit guides and their angels. They make it look so pretty. They make it look so angelic and divine. But it's not. It is a trick from Satan. And I'm telling you that from experience. And so when I was trying to get out of tarot, and I was like, I'm done. I'm sorry, Jesus. I asked for forgiveness. I would have these dreams. And the devil would be in my ear breathing his hot air, saying, Marky, Marky. And I would have, not dreams, they weren't dreams. I would have these experiences where I knew I was sleeping, but I was awake. It was like sleep paralysis. And I would try to wake up, but I couldn't. I kept falling back into deeper sleep. And then I would try to speak. And I couldn't, and my body was just deformed, and I couldn't move, I couldn't think, I couldn't see, I couldn't speak. My eyes were wide open, but I couldn't move my mouth, and I was trying to get the name Jesus out of my mouth, because I know that if I just say Jesus, then the devil will flee from me. But I couldn't get the name out. So I was just trying, and at the same time, the enemy was just in my ear, slithering like a snake, and whispering my name, and finally, I got the word Jesus out. And I'm telling you, that thing just flung off of me. And I wasn't afraid. Normally I would be terrified. I wasn't afraid. I got up and I demanded that thing, devil and that enemy, get out of my house. And I take authority back in my life. And I am a child of God because there is only one God. And that is Jesus. I couldn't believe that I let the devil deceive me. Yes, I was this life was becoming good, but if you think about it, you guys, with the law of attraction and the occult, they're all about like your soulmates and your all the, it's always one person is the chaser, one person is the head, and you're never truly one in love. And it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's nuts. It's like you got to go through all of this hell to have this divine bliss. No. We come in alone and we go out alone. There's no twin flame. We're not going to go into anywhere, heaven or hell, with another person, you guys. I'm only telling you all this because I care about people's souls. When our body dies, our flesh, it goes to ashes. But our soul can live on. And this place, this earth right now, you guys, this is just our temporary home. We haven't even begun to live yet. This is our test right here. We were born a sin. And our mission in this world is to, like, subdue our flesh. To not fall in to the devil's trick like Adam and Eve. Eat this apple, or eat this apple. It will let you live. It's not going to kill you. No, it's not going to kill you dead, but it's going to kill your soul. You guys, I'm just telling you to be careful. I know how the internet is. Okay? All things can be bad. Like, all things in moderation are all right. But too much of anything is not good. And when you feed your soul and your mind into the occult and tarot and new age, you are giving Satan what he wants. He's gonna trick you, and he's gonna tell you, like, oh, you want this? Well, say I am successful. Say I am a millionaire, and you could be. But that's for temporary deceivement. It's not for long term. I promise you it's not long term. It's not of God. And if you even have to question or think, is this of God or is this not of God? If you have to question it, it's not of God. It's not. And I learned that the hard way. I don't know if I made any sense in this video, you guys. And I barely got any makeup on. You guys, I don't even know, like, if I'm going to be making sense or whatever. But I just want to let you know how deceiving and cunning that the enemy is. And he will make you think that what you're doing is good when it, in fact, is evil. And just like God, Jesus, the devil's a god. He's the god of the world, of the universe. So when people say the universe, thank you, universe for giving me this, they're thanking Satan. You guys, Jesus is the ruler of the spiritual world, of heaven, and we've got to try to make it to him. You know, like, the enemy loves it when, you know, it's become a new fad, new generation of this new age crap that he's convincing and tricking all of these young, impressionable kids and adults to follow the occult. And it's scary. It is so scary, you guys. Like, you have no idea how close we are to the second coming of the Lord. He's coming to get us soon, and we got to get ready. And I am nowhere near ready, and it scares me to death, you guys. Because, you know, once you know and you've been taught and you found Jesus, once you know, you're accountable so much more. Like, that's why I feel like some people stray away from learning about Jesus, because what they don't know can't hurt them. And I used to be envious of people, like, I even have family members that don't believe in God. And they live these wonderful lives. They have beautiful homes, great relationship, kids, money, have it all, you know, have what it looks like, the American dream. But you know what? That is a trick from the enemy for me to think that I don't need Jesus, that I can have this great life without having Jesus. Like, well, if my so-and-so can have it and they can have it, then so can I. But no, some of us are called upon, and some of us have a purpose here. And I know, in fact, that mine is to be a child of God and to be a witness of him. And I'm not doing a very good job of witnessing him and teaching people about him, you know. I stop myself all the time because I don't want to offend people, or I don't want to embarrass myself. But that's the enemy telling me to do that, and I'm listening to him, and that I'm getting nowhere. You know, Jesus is real, y'all. He is so real. He is so real. I can feel him in my soul right now. Like, you have no idea. It's a scary, scary world. I highly recommend that if you know God, that you read Revelations in the Bible. It will terrify you, but you need to know. The people need to know. It's in the Bible what's going on in this world, the fires, the government, what's going on with the president, and all this stuff is in Revelations. And a certain amount of things have to come to pass, have to happen before Jesus comes back to get his people. And you guys, that list is getting checked off so quickly. We do not have much time left. We don't. And I just felt like I needed to share this because I know I'm not alone. I know that other people have gone through this and get caught up in the devil's playground, you know? The internet, the mark of the beast, y'all. WWW. Do you know what that is? That's 666. People are dying from being on their cell phones. People are not communicating with people anymore. Everything is electronic, and you can't even get a job without having the internet. Nobody even has home phones anymore. Pretty soon we're going to have insert chips in our wrists. They already have real human robots, you guys. This is not the world we thought we lived in. Time is short. And I just want to get right. I love God so much. I love Jesus so much. So much. But living here in this world with the enemy at you every single day, and he comes in little sneaky ways. He comes in through your children. He comes in through your spouse. I had a spirit in my home. I can't even get into that another time. But you've got to recognize it, and you've got to put him in his place, put him under your feet where he belongs, because the devil has no say in your life anymore. And anytime he tries to come near you, or he tries to get you, all you have to do is scream Jesus, because you know what? He hates that. He hates that so much. He does not want to hear Jesus' name, because he's mad. He was kicked out of heaven, y'all. Like, he's a fallen angel, the devil. Have you guys ever watched the show Lucifer? Oh my gosh. It's really funny. It's like a comedy TV series on Netflix, and season 4 is coming out right now. But it has so much truth to it, and it kind of shows you how it plays out what it says in the Bible. And whoever wrote that, they're trying to get a message to you guys. Pay attention. There's messages everywhere, guys. Everywhere. I don't know. But, yeah, so I thank God for Lisa May, or whatever her name is, and her video. And I thank God that God knew that I needed to hear and see that video right there and right then. And I even wrote to her, I left her a comment saying like, wow, like I needed to hear that. And that's all it took, you guys. I've never quit something that fast in my life. Like, I've smoked cigarettes and I've had my vices, believe me. And I have never quit something so quick as I quit the occult and I quit tarot and I quit New Age, because it scares me to death. You can't worry about chasing a lover. You have to worry about your own soul. Like I said, you came in this world alone and you're going to go out alone, just like me. Where do you want to go? The Lord said, I put before you two choices, good and evil. You choose. And I promise you, Jesus is the only way. I promise you. Probably should finish my makeup, correct? Yeah. So, every day I try to make a conscious effort to be more on God's team. We have a little thing in my house where my kids, when they're acting bad, will say, are you on the devil's team or are you on God's team? And, you know, we press towards that mark, y'all. This is real. Why do you think, like, oh my God, why do you think, like, kids are so disrespectful? And kids are ruling the world. And you know, you can't even discipline your child anymore. Or, you know, it's just not the same. I always say all the time, I wish we could go back to the 90s because I felt like life was safer then. Like, we were safer then, you know? And we can't go back because time is coming. It's almost time to go home. And, you know, I'm not the once saved, always saved type of girl. No, you have to work for your salvation. You don't just say, okay, yes, I believe, and that's it. Because then what does that do? You're basically saying, okay, well, all right, yep, I say, yes, Lord, you are my Lord and Savior. You died for me, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to still go do whatever I want to do. No, it doesn't work like that. Without work, your salvation is nothing. You have to work for it every day, each and every day. Jesus died for you. He died for me. And thank God for Jesus. He gave his only son so that you and I could live. I mean, I wish to God that I could reach somebody. It breaks my heart when people say that they don't believe in God, and I'm not there to push anything on anybody, but I just wish they knew the Lord, and I wish they knew the Jesus that I know, because, oh my gosh, he is wonderful, so good, and it's crazy. I gotta get my sister on here for a story time, because my sister, y'all, she's been through everything. People would think she's crazy. People do think she's crazy, but I don't. I know she's been to heaven and she's been to hell, and she's still here. And I mean it, like literal heaven and literal hell. She's died almost like 9 times. She's got work to do here. And me and her, we got work to do, because we got to tell everybody about the Lord. So yeah, guys, that's my story. That is how I went from New Age to Jesus, or Jesus to New Age to Jesus. And I will never go back to New Age, ever. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. No. Hi. Oh, milk. Stop.
I poured it in by myself.
Awesome. Did you put the milk back?
Yeah, and I put the lid on.
Alright, go upstairs now, and then I'll come get you in a minute.
Just got some milk.
Go, please.
I did it on my own.
No.
Can I get some?
Oh my God. So, yeah, I should have just been a story time, because I totally cannot do makeup and talk at the same time. I get so passionate when I talk about God. And if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't even be here. I thank him for being that constant in my life. And he's always been there for me to run to. But I'm tired of abusing him. I'm tired of using him when I need him and then throwing him away when I'm good. You know? It's not fair. And you know, us people who know Jesus, we got it worse. You know, like, we're going to have to answer to God. And God, may God have mercy on us. Jesus is the one who has mercy. Jesus is the kind. God doesn't play. I'm really freaking myself out. I gotta go. I gotta get right. My husband and I committed to making sure we go back to church every Sunday because, you know, we know that we were brought together by God and that we are not able to even be together without God. We just don't work. But when we are with God, we are like powerhouse. Like, it's beautiful. So, and my kids need it, and yeah, it's like I can say all this stuff about wonderful things about God, but it takes my actions showing. And I want to be a good representation of a believer, of a saved person. And I got baptized 2 years ago on Christmas Eve. No, not Christmas Eve. New Year's Eve. Hold on, I dropped my cap. And you guys, it was the best feeling I've ever felt in my entire world. Like, I literally passed out in the water. But it was awesome. It was so, it was like, it felt like everything I had ever done wrong was just washed away. And that is what God does. He forgives us. What? Could you forgive you? I doubt it. I'm going to finish my makeup real quick because I got to end this video. So that is my story on how I went from New Age to Jesus. Yeah, y'all, it's crazy. I probably didn't make much sense in it, but I hope that you got the gist of it. And yeah, so thanks for listening. If you have any similar experiences, or if you want to share with me how you came to Jesus, then leave that in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video. It would make me very happy. And yeah, share this. Share it with somebody that needs to hear it. I really, really care. I really do. So, till next time, y'all, I will talk to you in my next video, which will be really soon. Bye.